Good morning. Flip Anything USA. Hey, today just want to talk about just something I'm also taking care of for myself. You know, you got a clean house. And when I say clean house, I don't mean necessarily your home, but that too. But you got to kind of assess your situation and get rid of the stuff that you don't need anymore. Get rid of, you might have projects that are taking more time and more money than even they're worth. Give you an example. I'm visiting with a friend of mine, and he's got a situation. He's got a clean house, and that's what I was telling him. So I'm bringing it up today. What I'm talking about is he has a store. He has assets that aren't being utilized. Like some equipment that's just kind of big and sitting there that's not needed, not being used, not making money. And what I was telling him is you got to get rid of this stuff. If you got stuff that's sitting in the way, it may have some value, but if you don't utilize it, if you're not putting it to work and making it earn money, then it's just sitting there going down in value. Sometimes you acquire things to buy and sell, and then maybe they don't sell, or maybe you had to get around to fixing it up a little bit, and you don't get around to it. And so as a result, it's really not an asset anymore. And I've always had a rule in manufacturing. I do a lot of manufacturing. Is you shouldn't have to touch anything twice after it's done. So after I manufacture and make something, once it's done, there's no place for it to go except out the door sold, right? And if it's sitting around, if you build up too much inventory, pretty soon you're like, oh man, we need more room. And then you find yourself moving existing inventory to make room for something else that you're making. And again, so cleaning house in that case would be, hey, let's dump this stuff. Let's get rid of this stuff that's not selling. But in your life too, if you're going to concentrate on making money and make good decisions, then it can be people that are wasting your time. It could be your buddy that you have a drink with, maybe too often after work, because you're kind of you're just creating unproductive time. It might be fun. It might be good to talk and chat to certain individuals, but at the same time, you might be undermining yourself and not getting ahead. And I'm not saying you always got to make time for your friends, but some people they'll drink their life away sitting in a bar, and every day, they got to make that stop. And to me, I think that gets in the way of really making money and getting ahead. But anyways, I just come back from a 3-day trip in Napa, and I probably drank more wine than I've in 3 days than I have in 2 months. But that was a mission, and but now it's nice though, because getting away, getting perspective. They say you can't see the forest through the trees, meaning, if you don't get away from the forest, you don't realize how big the forest is you're standing in, because when you're standing in it, you just can't see out of it. And a lot of times that's just good perspective to kind of, the way I interpret it, everybody interprets things differently, but the way I interpret it, it lets you allow a bigger picture, seeing what your situation, what your, strengths are, or maybe how much of a problem you're in. But right now I am refreshed. I'm coming back. You guys know about the free gift. Be sure to get on that free gift. That's one of the projects I'm buttoning up right now. But you definitely, absolutely be sure to send me an email, Tom at Flip Anything USA, and just put Android or iPhone in the subject line, and that's all you got to do. And be sure to like my videos if you would. I'd appreciate that. But also hit that notification button and subscribe. That helps me. And But I want to see as many of you guys make money as possible. And you know, a lot of times people get great information, get great opportunity, and they do nothing with it. And I don't want you to be one of those guys. You want to be somebody that when you get good information, you just absorb it, and when you see opportunity, you take it, because that's really the key to really getting ahead the fastest and making the most money. It's just being smart enough to know an opportunity when you see it and take an opportunity quickly while you still can before somebody else beats you to it. So I'm gonna buckle down. I'm gonna get my studio finished, which if you tuned in yesterday, you saw a little bit of that. Additionally, I'm going to wrap up some other business dealings I've got, which includes I've actually got 3 apps going right now, but you guys are going to get the benefit of one that's really cool, that's going to make you some money, and or it can. It's up to you. If you don't do anything with it, it's not going to do anything for you. But if you do take advantage of it, you'll be able to operate like I do, you know, on a daily basis. And even if you don't have quite as much time as I do, or don't maybe run around as much as I do, because even though I run around and I'm looking at all these projects that I got going all the time, you know, remodels and this, that, and the other, I do, you know, I see things, and I might have more opportunity to run into some things than you do if you're sitting at your desk. But if you're sitting at your desk, you get the advantage to shop. What time do I get up every day? You know, I get up usually about 5:15, and I used to get up at 5:15 and run 4 miles 3 days a week, and then or I'd get up and just, you know, drink some coffee, move around, you know, write my list. And that's the other thing. Write a list right now. Write down a list. Just make a list of some things that you can do, or that, you know, maybe maybe some goals that you want to do, but, you know, maybe make a list, and, you know, like those unfinished things, those things that you haven't finished, finish them. Get them out of your way. You know, even if it's something you know, if you're obligated to help somebody get something done, get it over with. Just get it over with. Have a clean slate so that you own more of your own time, and then you can concentrate on those things that are most important to you. Now, of course, I always emphasize money, and I don't want to seem like all I care about is money, because that would not be true. But I do I do spend quite a bit of time talking about making money, and I spend most all my time trying to make money. And even though I got more than I need to take care of myself, believe me, I'm already taking care of my future generations, and you know, and I really want to build a really substantial empire, and leave it, and, you know, it can educate my grandkids, grandkids, you know. Those are the terms in the way that I think, and and part of it is I enjoy making money. You know, money is how I know I'm doing things right. Those are the points, right? You know, if you're playing a game, you score the points by who's got the most points wins, right? And so I kind of score my, you know, whether I'm doing things right or not is I kind of know by, because if I'm always trying to make money, if I'm not making money, then I'm making a mistake. So, but I urge you to make a list of things to do, things to get off your, you know, clean your house, you know, just wipe, clean the table, you know, get your desk clean, get the stuff off your desk if you have a desk, you know, of things that are sitting there that need to be done, get them over with, get them out of your way. You know, you might have a little remaining credit card debt, you know, you want to kill that, get rid of that, high interest debt, just debt in general. The only kind of debt I like is real estate debt. And if you look at what I have, I don't have debt on cars. I don't have debt on, I really don't have debt on anything except for buildings. That's it. I owe money on buildings, and maybe owe on some houses that I have. And that kind of debt is okay. because that debt is appreciating. Now let me explain. I'm paying interest on that debt, but if I owe $100,000, or I owe $1 million on a piece of property, that $1 million that I owe, that's borrowed money that I borrowed at 4%, and it's on average increasing in value by about 8% a year. That's just a good average in general. So my debt is valuable because it's associated with an asset that's going up in value. So if I have $1 million in debt, that just means that I'm making 4% on $1 million while I'm paying out 4% to the person I borrowed the bank or institution that I borrowed it from. So I just want you to think like I do. Think numbers. Always think numbers. It's always been my whole thing. Anytime anybody asks me a question or talks to me about anything, I do numbers. Immediately I think about numbers, and it doesn't matter if there's numbers involved. It doesn't matter if it's news or something. I immediately go to math, and and I'll calculate it one way or another. I'll do some division or whatever, and I'll think about what the average is or what happened. But I think it's a good way to think, and it'll keep your mind concentrated. I've been looking at this property, in the wineries now too. I've been kind of doing the math on the money that they make on the wine versus what they pay per acre, to think about how do you justify, and so anyways, that's all. Hey, this is a micro lesson, so I'm going to cut it short now. But do make a list. It's so important. Make a list every day of the things you need to get done, and then you can also, visit another page that you keep maybe separately of the goals. Your goals that you want to get to, what you want, and it could be buy another house, buy a building, or buy a first house or whatever. But write it down, because if you write it down and you visit that page once in a while, and for me it was a page because I used to write it down in a book. Now I put it on my phone. Well, I'm looking at my phone. You're my camera. So anyways, that's all for now. Flip Anything USA. Please share, subscribe, hit the like buttons. All that helps me get the word out, and be sure to send me that email. The guys that have the Android, you're going to be the first found in focus and cut. Yeah, just focus on what you want. Listen, if you don't focus on what you want, nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to do it for you. And I know guys that they if my wife would just be more, hey, listen, or their husband, holds them back. And I get it. I totally get it. That's why you just do it. Just you. I don't care if you're married or not. You do it. It's on you to do it. Sometimes it's better not even to share with your wife or your husband or whoever is in the household that might possibly be a negative and might possibly, you know what I mean? I'll tell you, and I've had to tell somebody this before. Say, hey, it's bad enough. I'm out here it's tough enough out here trying to make money and make things happen without having to have somebody at home also be part of the battle. I don't need that. And and that's what I tell anybody. You gotta make it. You gotta make it on your own. You gotta do it on your own. If you say, oh, I just need a partner, or you know what, and even a mentor. Listen, that's why I tell you people, you don't need a mentor any more than I'm a mentor to you right now. Okay? You don't need somebody to put their arm around you and say, hey, let me show you how to make money. It doesn't really work that way. The opportunities are going to come to you when you're alone. The opportunities are going to be things that you see, either when you're alone or if you see them when you're with somebody. You're going to make a note, because you may not want the guy next to you to take that opportunity, right? And but just do it. Be totally independent. Be totally independent, but you gotta want it, and that's the thing. You have to want it. And you might even think you want somebody's particular lifestyle, or even I was looking at Dave Delgado, man, oh man, the winery, it'd be great to own a winery. But you know what? It's not my passion. But I have other things that I'm working on that are my passion, and and maybe someday it'll be the legacy will pass on for my boys to take over the little empire that I've created, or maybe it'll be one of the manufacturing businesses that I have. I don't know. But the main thing is, you can't make somebody want it, but you can show people, and you can inspire people, and you can inspire yourself. I call it role modeling. You look at people that are what that have what you want, or that are that have qualities that you want. All right, and I only caught part of that last comment, Highland, but yeah, it's good to be motivated. But like I say, it's the role modeling you see. Like, I remember a guy named Keith Braun, young guy, successful. He was doing big construction jobs, nice cars. He had 2 Shelbys. I remember that, like the 60s, Shelby Mustangs that are really awesome. And but he had a lifestyle. He was a nice, easygoing guy, and he was making a lot of money for what he did. And I'd probably far surpass this guy, many times now in wealth, or maybe not. I haven't seen him lately, but it didn't matter. He was somebody that I thought, man, I like that. I like his lifestyle, and I even liked the guy. He was a nice guy. And so those things that you aspire to be, just make that part of what your list. Make that part of your list. And if somebody's driving you crazy, and they're maybe that's part of why you're not so easygoing or not very happy, you might have to revisit that too. But I'm not a relationship guy at all, so you can throw that one out. But hey, I'm gonna go Flip Anything USA. Again, share, subscribe. Please tell people that they're gonna get this free app. Share it with other people you don't even know. Let's get. I want to try to give 1,000 away at once. Otherwise, I feel like I'm not doing enough. So that's it for now, and we'll be in touch. Bye.